Hey, welcome back. Minima comes with a really cool menu here that's got some subtle effects, has a call to action in it, and some hover colors, things that you can't set in a background image here, things you can't set using the regular Divi menu. And then it even has this button here that's actually not even, it's added through added through some CSS and jQuery. So I'm going to show you in this video if you like red and you actually want to use this background image here, you're set because you edit this menu as far as adding items to it. That's the same. You just go to Appearance, Menus, and here's that menu that you can edit. So, but I'm going to show you how to edit the colors. First off, just have it how this is set up. For this buy now, so first off, this buy now button is separate. It's a separate item, separate entity from this buy now. They're not the same. So for this buy now, you just got to make sure that in your menu here, you have your screen options, you have your CSS classes turned on. That way, this menu item has the highlight BTN. And you'll notice if I take this and I add this to the tutorials menu, like that, and I save my menu, now when I refresh and I go here, you see now the tutorial menu has that as well. So that's just, I wouldn't do that, but that's just an example showing you that you need that class right there. All right, save this menu. Okay, so let's see, where should we start? Let's just start by, I'm going to tackle this last, and I'm going to tackle this first here. So there's a video on this page, or along with these other tutorial videos, called How to Edit Child Theme CSS. And it's on the Superfly YouTube channel. I'd highly recommend watching that. It's like 5 minutes long, and actually use this as the example theme in it. But it shows you how to basically, go into the editor and just copy all this code and paste it in your own editor on your computer. So, and there's a free code editor that you can download to do that. I'm using a paid one called Nova, but it doesn't really matter what you use. So I've gone ahead and done that. I've put in all the code right here. And so I'm just going to scroll down, and in the just a breakdown real quick, you can kind of see I've commented, so this is general code right here. This is the Ken Burns effect, which I'll touch on in another video. Header, I'm just getting rid of the box shadow. Navigation. So this is where we're going to start getting into what's going on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and inspect this. And you'll see if I drill down here to this before, it highlights that whole square up here. And this is where colors are being set, for that square. Green, oof. So I'm going to go ahead and find that mobile menu bar before. I'm going to go ahead and find that in my code here. And you can, and actually, sometimes this works. You can see at the very end, it gives you a number, 99, like line 99. And it actually works in this case. This is line 99. It's actually on here. That's not always going to happen, but handy that it happened this time. Okay, so here's where I can change the background color and the color of my mobile menu icon. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this code, and per the video, the CSS video, I'm going to go to my CSS options down here, paste this in. Let's say now the only thing I want to change is that color and background color. So everything else I'm just going to get rid of. And now let's say I want to flip them. Let's say I want the color to be black, and I want I don't want it to be white because it's not gonna show. So let's say I want it to be like this off-white color here. Why not F8? Great. I'll go ahead and save this. Hop over here, refresh, and now you can probably barely see that, but it made the changes. And then for the hover state, you have the same. Right here, there's the hover, which I'm only changing the background color, But in this case, you'd want to change the, let's say you wanted to change the color of the hamburger menu when I rolled over it this time. So I'm going to go ahead and go grab this code here, go back over it here and say background color I'm fine with. I just want to change the color to white, let's say. I'll get rid of that background. I'm not messing with that, or maybe we should mess with it. Let's see, what's it doing right now? Okay, fine. Let's turn it black on hover. Refresh. There we go. So that's how you change that piece. I'm going to go ahead and undo that because I like what I had before. And now we're back to the original version. I guess since we're on the outside of the menu, I'll cover this by now. So let's go ahead and inspect this. Here we go. It's main CTA line 232. Okay, let's go check that out. Well, first I'm just going to scroll down here because I put it in its own section. You'll see that. Here's the drop downs, navigation highlight button, which is the highlight button. That's the one inside the menu, the buy now. That's this one here. Keep scrolling, fix navigation, header CTA. This is what I want, line 232. So again, the code thing was right. So let's say I want to change this button. So I'm going to go ahead and grab these first two rules, the hover state and the regular. And I'm going to swing over here and go ahead and make some changes. So let's say I want to change, this is where you would change the font too. So let's say, for some reason, font family, oh man, times, or Arial, let's say. Or Helvetica. I know I got that. And let's say that I'm happy with the font size. I'm happy with the color, but let's say I want to change the background color to black. Let's say, or let's say, let's go bold. Let's use this pink color. We're going to do that. Background color, the pink color. Now I can't have two of these in a row. I got to get rid of one of those. Let's say everything else is good. And then on hover, and I just want things to be equal. On hover, let's do let's switch them. Let's do the color, and then let's do that F8 again for that. All right, save, refresh, and there's my pink button now. I hover over it, and it's also Helvetica now instead of what it was before. Let's go ahead and inspect it, and you'll see that here's the original rule in the style sheet. And here's this ET code. This is the one that we just wrote, and so you can see that it is different. Okay, this is probably one of the longer tutorials for this theme because it's just such a unique piece. All right, so we're back to we've covered this here. Let's go up here now and cover this close button because very similar to the other button. All right, so it's this guy right here, and let's see. It looks like around. Find some colors for it. Let me hover it, and sometimes that gives you a better idea of. Or let me hover this. There we go. Okay, here we go. 147 around there, 121, 147, somewhere in there is what we want. So let's go look for that. What'd I say? 147, 121. Okay. Okay, yeah, so it's going to be in this navigation section. So here's what we did first. And then if we come down here, this 121, this is the hover on this one out here. That's 121. And then 147, come down here. The slide in menu container, color. That's on hover. That's doing that too. Okay. So the big question is, if I change the hover on 121, copy that rule, come over here, paste it in, and let's grab our wild color. Oops. Copy that, not paste. Let's go ahead and put that in. And I'm curious to see if it does both of them, because it might. Nope. Okay. That's that one there. So that's where you change that one. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. With that 121 area. All right. So moving on. So we got that. Let me refresh. There we go. Lastly, we'll touch on these. So the menu hover colors, that's pretty easy. Let me go ahead and inspect. We'll hover it, and it looks like around 156 here. So I'll go in 156 area. Here it is. I'm going to go ahead and grab this guy. And again, we'll copy this. And I'm only changing that, so I'm going to get rid of those other two rules. Save. Refresh. Now those are like that. Last thing we'll cover is this here, so I'm going to go ahead and inspect it. And there we go. All right, here's some stuff happening down here. It's around line 180. So I'm going to go down to line 180. And here's the navigation highlight button with the background. So let's go ahead and copy all this right here. I'm going to get rid of this now so it gets back to our default state where nothing had happened yet. Okay. And I'm going to paste that code in I just copied. And let's say I'm going to mess with the background color, the border color, all the colors. So let's say we're going to do this hot pink again. So my background color by default, let's do this. And I'm going to give it that border because here the background color is going to fade out. And so I need this to fade out. Oh, I wish Divi would give you a nice color thing to do that. Like this, like check this out. If I put, whatever here, color, and paste that color in, I can click on this guy and then just, there's an opacity slider here. I can just slide it down. And then here's my RGB values that I want to copy. Which is, yeah, that's what I want for this right here. Because I want it to fade from all the way 100% pink down to 0 pink. If I do 100% pink down to 0 red, the pink will slowly change red as it fades out. And the background color, let's instead of white, let's say black. Boom. There we go. I wouldn't recommend black, but just showing you how to do that. All right, lastly is this image here, and there's an overlay on top of it. So let me go ahead and clear all this out. I'm going to open up my image library in a new tab. And let's say instead of using this image here, which is kind of already dark over here anyway, which helps because that's where the menu lives. Let's say I do something a little busier like this one. So I'm going to copy this URL. And then I'm going to go right click up here and try to figure out where this image is at. So it's not going to be there. It's a full thing. So this covers everything. Maybe the image is in here somewhere. Another trick you can do is you can click on computed right here and look for a background image, and I don't see one. So we'll go up a level here to the container, computed. I don't see anything. Mobile menu bar isn't going to be it. How about this guy right here? Computed, background image. There you go. Let's click this little arrow, and it takes us to the rule, which is on line 127. So we'll go there. There it is right here. So I'm going to copy this whole rule, go back here, paste it in. Now go to my image. Now copy this image here. And I'm going to replace everything between the quotation marks. Now, what you can do is, you're going to have like, hopefully HTTPS, mywebsite.com/wp-admin. You can get rid of this all the way up to the slash, right? Your .com, you can get rid of that if you want. Now that it'll still, this slash means, hey, go to the main URL, go to the Divi content folder, find that. Let's go ahead and save that. Actually, that's the only thing I'm changing, so let me get rid of the other stuff here. There we go. I don't need this anymore. Refresh this page. Fade in. Now I got this new one. This actually works. I can still read it pretty well, but let's say I wanted to adjust this overlay. So I'm just going to go in the code, because usually I put the overlay right after the main, whatever it's overlaying. And so you can see that right here. I'm going to go ahead and copy this rule. Put it in after, and again, the only thing I want to change is the background color here. So I will get rid of this here. And right now it's at 50%. Let's say I want it to be, 95%. So now it's pretty much going to be like black. You can, it's too much. Let's do 75%. Highly doubt you can see that on the, I can barely make it out. There we go. So you get the or maybe you want it a lot lighter than 50%. Maybe you want to try 25%. Great. Or we could we could grab this pink. Actually, I could slide it down here. Let's say we want 67% of this pink color. And copy this, turn this back up. Make sure I put in a semicolon there. If I had kept everything pink, you would whoa. So yes, let me go ahead and get rid of all this now. And I think that should pretty much be it for the menu. And you'll notice here in the CSS I have a, let me find, there's a dark, just for this demo I did a dark mode for the home page only, and I basically installed a plugin called custom body class, and then on my dark home page here on the regular edit screen I had to put dark demo down here. And what basically that does is it gives the body class a dark hero class. I'll show you here. If I go to pages dark, you'll see that if I inspect this page, that my body class up here has a dark demo class right there. And so then I'm able to use that dark demo class to say, hey, invert the logo. So instead of it being black, it's white now. And make my main header color dark. Here's the main CTA button up here. Make it the pink background color. Using a different background image. So and here's the, so basically that's how I made the dark demo, was just using that body class. So you could do something similar too if you wanted a different type of whatever. Now this is only good on one page. So if you wanted your whole website like this, then I would say just edit the main CSS. But if you wanted different pages to have, some pages have dark mode, some not, you could do that. So like I said, this will be definitely the longest one, because it's a special menu that you don't see often in Divi sites, and the reason is you need to implement some CSS to do it. All right, y'all. Cheers.